Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am honestly happy to be back on YouTube doing sit down videos. As you can see, I'm shooting from a different location which is just a corner in the house, but yeah, I'm excited. I think I'll be doing more of my sit down videos here. I think I'm still yet to figure out if this plant, which is actually fake, makes sense. I don't know, but yeah, this is basically like my happy new year, happy 2023 video. I feel like I was excited to start the year, like the whole fireworks thing, like oh my goodness, it's 2023. But then after that I was just like, what next? I didn't really feel like there's anything inside of me that has sparked and is suddenly so excited for this new year. And I think that's okay. It's okay to have a slow start to the year, and also it's okay if you're just continuing, not necessarily starting in the new year, which I think sometimes makes sense to just continue from where maybe you left off in the previous year. And especially if towards the end of the year or a greater part of the year there was a lot of change that happened, or just some shifts and things aren't yet in place properly, it only makes sense to just pick up from there. And I remember for a minute I was just like, oh my goodness, what's going to be my word for the year? And I was just like, first of all, I don't need to have a single word. It could be a phrase, it could be multiple. And I just decided what I felt comfortable doing was setting intentions for my year. And I was like, you know what, this year I intend to build more onto what I had started in 2022. Another thing, I want to thrive. Like, my intention is to thrive. It's like to build and thrive, and not only that, to also be in alignment. So those are my three main intentions for this year. And being in alignment for me is very important, because I feel it reduces the time I waste in something that isn't meant for me or mine. And I remember for a long time when I was having this whole conversation in myself on what not settling looks like. It looks like you being in alignment, honestly, because not being in alignment can mean that you're opting to do something which isn't meant for you for several reasons, which could be one, you're desperate because you're thinking, what I think I deserve, what I want, what aligns with me is not really reachable for me at this moment, so let me just do something different and just perhaps not even something really meant for me. And I think for me that was like one of those lessons. I don't know if to call it even a lesson, but just something I didn't want to carry on this year. And even as I apply for things, I no longer want to get feedback per se, and especially if it's something that isn't going to pan out in the end. I've come to a point where I'm just like, no God, if it's not meant for me, like, I do not even want an email back. I do not want to be shortlisted for an interview. Like, I do not want to go into that hassle if it's not leading me to where I'm meant to be. And granted, maybe in a case it could lead to an interview that maybe I might not get that role, but maybe I might meet someone who might be instrumental in me getting another role. That's fine. But if I'm just doing it and just it's incessant and it's continuous, for me personally, I feel like I am no longer able to withstand that. Like, my mental bandwidth to deal with rejections, not even like rejections are like pretty fine, but just to like raise my hopes ever so often, especially in such moments and maybe get to a critical stage, I just feel like it's somewhere almost at its limit, and I want to probably only be in that situation very, very few times this year. Other intentions I have for this year, like now related to content, I for starters want to, I think, commit to posting at least twice a month. In a good month I can do weekly. In a bad month I am able to commit twice a month, and I'm just starting the year saying that and just promising that I'll actually be able to do that, because I feel like that's reasonable on my end, and like reasonable in terms of also how my schedule is looking and things I'm basically getting up to, especially the first half of this year, which is quite a lot, but also a lot are pretty exciting. And something else that's exciting is my friend and I are going to be starting something soon, which I'm very excited about. For now, maybe I can dab it a creative project, but it's so much fun. I feel like to just think about it just makes me so happy. It's something that I've wanted to do for a while. Yeah, like a while, and I wanted to do it with another friend of mine, which is it's a bit interesting, but I just feel like, yeah, now I think with the friend I'll be doing it, it's like we're both ready and we're both willing to give 100 to it. So that's something I'm very excited for myself and for my friend, just for us. I think it will be something amazing. So look out for it. Hopefully, maybe by sometime next month, we would have started it. Yeah, sometime next month, like even if it's towards the end, like we need to get it like next month. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. That's how I'm feeling, about this year, how things are starting. I'm excited for content, content creation here in YouTube, on my other socials as well. I have, even just like as I'm speaking right now, I have a couple of videos that I am planning to shoot that, are sit down videos that relate to conversations I would really like to have here online. So one is on, I don't know if I can call it like a balancing act, because sometimes you can get these different notions, and it's like, I'm feeling bad and I want to honor my feelings. I want to honor all these emotions I'm having, if it's anger, if it's sadness, if it's everything, versus the more you entertain something, it's like the more you give it life. I think even just in terms of words, just sometimes being very wary of what you're saying, the statements you're making to yourself out loud, even with others. To some point, it's like maybe, if you say it enough, you'll believe it. And what if you're saying a lot of negative things? So I just, for me, wanted to have a conversation on how does that in real life, just in normal life, like, is there space for both of them? And also, like, I think now there's this conversation that's been happening for a while now, and people like are more open to thinking, there can be duality in things, like you can still feel sad but still be hopeful for something good to happen, or you can still be sad and happy at the same time. So I think I'll just be probably having a conversation around those facets, just very simply, not even from any professional angle or whatever. I might maybe just want to read a bit to expand my perspective, but that would be pretty much it. Another interesting conversation I want to have is on respecting boundaries. And I feel for a minute I used to do it from the angle of, not used to do it, just I think my perception has always been like, I need to set boundaries, this is how setting boundaries looks like for me, and all this kind of stuff. But seldom did I think of what does it look like for me to respect someone else's boundaries. And I think for me it's been so hard, it's been so jarring. I feel like it just has shown me by the way sometimes, not that it's excusable, but sometimes I can get why it can be very tempting, especially in the beginning, to want to overstep someone's boundary. And I think it's because, first of all, we're making it about ourselves, and second, as we're making it about ourselves, we are just further trying to make that person see that, I guess, whatever we are feeling towards them, making that boundary should be considered much higher. And especially if the relationship is, say, a close friendship, if it's family or something, it's like that should count for something. Like, I have this boundary, but I mean, I'm your person, so this boundary should be tweaked a bit or something for me. So I felt that's something I really struggled with, especially around people I love, and I'm just like, but why would you want to do this to me? But then again, just with learning, it's just understanding that boundaries allow everyone to, I guess, interact quote unquote safely and in a way that makes everyone happy, that this is protecting the person, and this is also allowing you to interact with them in a way that is the most suitable for them. Like, and if you really love someone, you should want to do that for them, you know. So yeah, I'll be talking about it. I don't know if I should call it like disrespecting boundaries. That's something I thought about, but it's on conversation. And then another conversation I want to have is on like I love you, just I guess showing affection, and just how it shouldn't just be limited to romantic relationships, which I think is something I have grown to learn. Even just saying I love you to like your friends, to like your siblings, there's just a lot I feel like from how I was brought up has had to, you know, shift. Probably not there yet, but it's something I have been very cognizant of and been like, by the way, this has been something I probably subconsciously, unconsciously, whatever, wasn't as aware of as I am right now. But I think to some extent I was amongst those people who would say that like I love you, quote unquote, for just the romantic beats or my interactions or whatever. So those are some of the things that are coming up. And I'm just excited. I hope you would, you know, enjoy the videos. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you'd have to say about certain topics. And I guess I wish all of us a great year. If you're feeling like you're not, you know, upbeat about it, it's perfectly fine. It's okay. I'm also not feeling like 100% upbeat about it, but then, you know, slow steps, we can still continue where we left off. Want to start if you want to start, want to reinvent it or whatever. And I don't think that we should only feel limited to do these things just in January. I mean, after the first quarter, after Feb, you know, just whichever month that you feel like you need to do things differently, you can always do it at any time. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I guess see you on the next one. Bye bye.